Hello everyone, so today I am going to be talking about how switching from mouth breathing to nose breathing changed my life. It sounds like a clickbait title, it sounds like an exaggeration, but it honestly is not. It really has changed my life. I was listening to more and more podcasts and reading more and more things about the benefits of breathing through your nose, and so I made the switch and the changes really have been absolutely incredible. I'm going to talk about some of the science behind why nose breathing is beneficial, talk about how that has shown itself in my own experiences. One of the main benefits I have noticed is my circulation. I always used to think of myself as someone who was just born with bad circulation. In winter, my hands would turn completely white when it was cold, they'd be freezing, they would be numb all the time. It could be 16 degrees outside, I'd be walking around in a t-shirt but still needing to wear a pair of gloves because my hands were so cold. I'd be wearing like 4 pairs of socks around the house, and since I've switched to nose breathing, my hands and my feet are always warm. It can be like 4 degrees outside and I don't even need to wear gloves. I can walk around barefoot in the back garden in literally the snow and my feet don't feel cold. It's honestly amazing. So if you think that you are just born with bad circulation, I would definitely recommend trying out nose breathing and seeing if it makes a difference. The science behind this is to do with nitric oxide. So this is a compound that's produced in our sinuses, and then when we breathe in through our nose, it's drawn down our airways into our lungs, and it can then make its way into our bloodstream and around the body. Nitric oxide is really important for circulation and for vasodilation, so it helps all of the blood travel around our bodies more easily. It's also involved in things like immune function, sexual function, mood, weight, neurotransmission, and just general maintenance of homeostasis. So you definitely want to be getting some nitric oxide in your life. And if you're breathing through your mouth, you're missing out on all of those benefits. Another benefit I've noticed is that I don't feel breathless in winter. So before, if I was out for a walk in the cold, I'd feel really out of breath. I used to suffer from asthma, and ever since switching to nose breathing, I don't suffer from that anymore. It can be freezing cold outside and my breathing is not affected by it. This is because our nasal passageway helps to make the air nice and warm. It helps to moisten it before it enters down into our airways and into our lungs. So it means it doesn't irritate our lungs and our airways. It means it doesn't damage our respiratory system. When you're breathing in cold, dry air through your mouth, that can irritate your respiratory system. It can cause wheezing, coughing, shortness of breath. So that's another great reason to breathe through your nose. I also don't get dry lips anymore. So I used to get the worst chapped lips. They would be so dry all the time, all year round. And then switching to nose breathing, they are tip top. Barely even need lip balm anymore. It's amazing. I also never really get colds anymore. So when you breathe through your nose, it filters out bacteria and viruses and pollutants from the air that you're breathing in. So it's pretty much our first line of defense against any kind of cold or infection. Also, the nitric oxide has benefits for your immune system. So breathing in through the nose is like a double whammy of benefits for your immunity. Sleep quality is another massive thing that I have noticed a difference in. So obviously I am conscious and in control of my breathing during the day, but on a night I can't control whether I'm breathing through my mouth because I'm asleep. So what I do is I tape my mouth shut when I'm asleep, which sounds very extreme. I just use this little micropore tape, just put a little strip from the top to the bottom of my lips. So it's not fully like sealing my entire mouth shut. If for some reason my nose became blocked overnight and I needed to breathe through my mouth, even while asleep, my body would be able to just break it open. It's more there to remind my unconscious brain to breathe through my nose. Benefits of this have been astonishing. Literally from the very first night that I started taping my mouth shut in my sleep, I've suddenly been waking up an hour earlier than I used to and waking up feeling so much more refreshed. So before, I used to be falling asleep in my morning meditation. Now I feel completely awake and alert, even though I'm sleeping for an hour less. I used to wake up with a really dry mouth and a really dry throat. I don't have that anymore. When you breathe through your mouth overnight, you're not getting as much oxygen, you're not getting that nitric oxide, So that means that your sleep quality isn't as good. Breathing through your mouth can cause snoring, it can cause sleep apnea and that dry mouth. Another major benefit I've noticed is when I'm cycling to work. So my endurance is so much greater, my perceived exertion is so much lower. So before, I'd be breathing through my mouth and cycling up a hill and feeling it was such hard work. I felt so out of breath. It would take me absolutely ages to recover. So I'd get to the top of the hill and I'd be like panting, breathing in loads of air, and it would take me ages to feel good again. And this isn't related to like adapting to cycling, because the change was immediate as soon as I started nose breathing. The only time I really breathe through my mouth is when it's really high exertion, and so I'll breathe in through my nose and then out through my mouth so I can let off a bit of that extra CO2 that I've built up through the exercise. Breathing through your nose provides up to 20% more oxygen into your bloodstream at any given time. It reduces breathing rates by over 50%, and it decreases perceived exertion by 60%. So overall, you just have much greater endurance and less suffering when you're doing your cardio. Another benefit of nose breathing is helping me stay calm. Anytime I feel stressed or on edge or nervous in life, just taking really deep breaths in and out through the nose really helps me calm down. So I'm quite scared of dogs, and before, anytime I saw a dog, I would immediately start to panic and not be able to do anything about it. Now when I start to panic, I just take deep breaths in and out through the nose, and it just keeps me completely calm. When you breathe through your mouth, it's short and shallow breathing into the chest, which triggers the sympathetic nervous system, which is that fight-flight response. When you breathe through your nose, it's longer, slower, deeper breaths into the belly, which triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest response, which helps keep your mind and your body calm. It helps lower your heart rate. So that's been a huge benefit in reducing stress. One final benefit is the effects on your teeth. So when you breathe through your mouth, it dries out your saliva, and you need saliva in your mouth to wash away bacteria and to help keep the protective membranes inside your mouth healthy. So if you're breathing through your mouth, your teeth and your gums can be more susceptible to bacteria. That can then cause tooth decay, it can cause gum disease, and it can leave you with bad breath. By breathing through your nose, your dentist will definitely thank you. So if you breathe through your nose and you've noticed any benefits that I've not talked about here, I would love to hear about them in the comments. And if you don't breathe through your nose but you've been tempted to try it, then please let me know how it goes. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here,